what's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and here is reason number 2 why Sunday nights on TV are back. Going to talk about Your Honor. If you missed the previous video, I did a quick review and recap on The Last of Us. This one is reason number 2 why Sunday nights are lit. Talking about Your Honor, which is on Showtime, starring Bryan Cranston. He is back as Michael Desiato. And I'm loving it. The way season 1 ended, I didn't think there was a possibility for season 2 in the first place. I thought it was just going to end the way it ended. Was I disappointed in the way season 1 ended? Absolutely. So, but for some reason, I just felt like there was no reason to start a season 2. And boy, am I glad I'm wrong. Season 2 is gripping already. The first episode, the episode starts out with Desiato or Michael Desiato having to be force-fed. We start out episode 1, season 2 with him getting summoned, I guess, to like the doctor's office or whatever. He is a skinny, frail man. Apparently he is on a hunger strike, or he's trying to starve himself to death. Still being devastated by the loss of his son, Adam. Which makes sense. I think any parent, could relate to that. You feel like your world is just over the moment you lose your son, your child. Period. So, as I said, the thing starts out with him being force fed, which always makes me cringe and just squeal a little bit anytime I see a force feeding take place. It's not like I see him all the time, but when I do see him, it's brutal. And so this was no different. But another surprise cameo that I was pleasantly surprised to see. Well, I wouldn't say cameo, I guess an appearance. We have Rosie Perez. She plays some type of big time attorney, if I'm not mistaken, or big time federal agent or whatever, who is trying to take down the mob family, the Baxters. And in order to do that, she wants to, turn Michael Desiato into kind of like a snitch or something like that, and to get into the Baxters family and in order to bring them down. And this is where questions from me start. It's like, all things considered, there's no other reason why. What is the father's name? There's no other reason why Jimmy Baxter would need any help from an ex-convict judge who admitted to what he did. Granted, I do like how much common sense the show has. The actual one of the actions that I put it in the comments or in the edits. One of the actions that Rosie Perez's character wants to do is kind of hide or cover up the confession tape by Michael Desiato, because the confession tape, he's letting it all hang out. He's talking about how it was his son who hit the Baxter kid in the first place. He was doing all of this corrupt stuff in order to protect his son. And his best friend, Charlie Figaro, is in the mix because he asked Charlie to make this car disappear. All that. He let it all sing. So the common sense part, or the continuity part of having that confession tape hidden so he won't be looked at as a known snitch, I think is a nice touch. But still, if that's the case, I guess they're going to come up with another story for why Michael Desiato is no longer a judge, and why was he in jail in the first place. Maybe they don't know why he was in jail in the first place. I don't know. But with all the characters in this show, the character I feel sorry for the most, has to be Eugene Jones. The guy literally lost his whole family in season 1, and his brother gets beaten to death by Carlo Baxter, who is, the hothead son of Jimmy Baxter. And when he tries to get revenge and kills and tries to attempt to kill Carlo, he kills Michael Desiato's son in the first place, which was completely by accident. I feel sorry for him the most. I thought things was going to get bad for him as well. You definitely have Big Mo. That actress does a wonderful job. You got this back and forth tension between Big Mo's crew and the Baxter Mafia family or whatever. And this Eugene Jones situation isn't helping, clearly. Jimmy Baxter wants Eugene Jones dead for the attempt of killing, the attempted shooting of Carlo. And, Big Mo gotta play cool, but she doesn't want to war at the same time, but you can't look weak. It's this thin line that she has the balance. And, that thing seems like some type of gang war is going to happen eventually. I think the biggest stand-up move in this first episode was what Little Mo did. Little Mo is, clearly Big Mo's right hand. And I thought it was actually, all approved. Apparently it wasn't. Little Mo, drives Eugene Jones to the bus station, gives him a water cache with an address in it, and tells him just to stay gone. Apparently, Big Mo had other plans of, I guess, turning Eugene Jones into the police, so they can make Charlie Figueroa's, voting numbers get bigger or whatever the case is. And, Little Mo went totally against that plan. Your Honor, in both season 1 and what we're seeing in this first episode of season 2, it does an amazing job of highlighting the corruption that goes on with the justice system and politics. Probably the biggest, thing that came out of left field for me was that damn prison rodeo. I think it was called Prison Poker. And you clearly see what's going on. The bulk of this episode, Michael Desiato is just, he literally feels like he has nothing to live for, but for whatever reason, I guess he didn't want to attempt suicide, but he tried to do the starvation thing. He gets force fed, and now he volunteers for this prison rodeo where they play a game. I want to say it's called Prison Poker, where you got Desiato and 3 other inmates. They all sit at a table trying to casually play poker with a big ass 1-ton bull just parading around, knocking people off the table one by one. So he clearly just wants to die. And although he gets pummeled by the bull, he doesn't die. And therefore, he's still on his quest to just be in misery in prison. So the one and only thing that stops him from his stop him on his path, I guess, is there's the fact that his best friend Charlie Figaro could be Figaro. I don't know why I keep saying Figaro. His best friend Charlie Figaro could be joining him in jail because of his confession, and that is the one and only thing or reason why Desiato is even going to attempt to get back in good with the Baxter family. Once again, if I'm Jimmy Baxter, I no longer have any use for this judge. He is not a judge anymore. He's completely a broken man since his son died. There is no reason at all for the Baxter family to be in cahoots with Michael Desiato. But I'm not a writer, clearly, so I want to see how they make this work. And also, I have questions about this baby that Fia Baxter has. Clearly, you can make the assumption that this baby is clearly, the result of Adam Desiato and Fia. But I guess the more I talk about it, I would assume that the whole family knows about this baby, right? Like, do they know about the baby? Because it just seemed like it was a secret baby or something. Like, it. I don't know. That's my, haunting question that I take away from episode 1. Does the Baxter family even know that Fia had a baby? Maybe that's a far-fetched question to ask. Maybe it's a stupid question. I don't know. But I don't know. That just seems so casual and under the radar, and nobody was talking about it at all, except you just see a baby from Fia's room. I'm assuming they know about the baby because if I'm not mistaken, they all live under the same roof still. So yeah, scratch that I even asked that question. But that's definitely a new turn, a new twist, and clearly Michael Desiato doesn't know that he's a grandfather. So maybe that can also give him a reason to live, in addition for being in cahoots with the Baxter family. You know what? Maybe I'll talk myself into how, Michael and the Baxters reunite. But I'm still looking forward to seeing what happens. And yeah, that's just my review. Love or hate it. Peace.